Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. This one has been so highly requested. I cannot even tell you. Once I posted my I tier ranked every single thriller I've ever read video, everyone in the comments has been asking for the horror version. So that is what I'm here today to do for you guys. I am so excited to tier rank every single horror book I've ever read. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Okay, so I have started the screen recording. Hopefully it's actually working, or that would be an actual national tragedy. But before we get into the ranking, let me just go through my tiers really quick. I decided to make them fun and interesting and not just like best, great, meh, no, trash. I wanted to spice them up. I'm also addicted to TikTok, so if you are too, you're gonna get these and you're probably gonna be living for them. If you are not also addicted to TikTok, you are gonna be really confused by these tiers, but let me just explain, okay? So at the top, the very best category, we have It's Con, and if you haven't heard the Corn song, first of all, what are you doing? I'm pretty sure the Facebook moms are already on this. I'm gonna play a clip.
It's cold, a big cornfed knobs, it has the juice. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
So yeah, Corn is the most beautiful thing. I could not imagine a more beautiful thing. I could tell you all about it. These are gonna be my top books, best of the best, favorites of the favorites. Under that we have I Love the Smiths. I said I love the Smiths, which is this sound.
I love the Smiths. I said I love the Smiths.
It's from 500 Days of Summer, and that just means I love it, okay? I love the book. I love it. I will emphasize that I love it, but it's not a favorite of all time. In the middle, we have Peter, the horse is here, which is this sound.
Peter, the horse is here.
And that just means basically it's a book that is there. It is there. I read it. It's here. It exists. But I don't really have that big of feelings about it. The fourth tier is
Let's finish this conversation another time. I have your competition on the phone.
and that sound is used for, you know, like this type of situation.
Let's finish this conversation another time. I have your competition on the phone.
And that just basically means it's an okay book. Like maybe I didn't love all of it. There's competition on the phone. And of course, the bottom tier is books that I believe should be burned.
Burn it. Did I say sit there and look stupid? No, I said burn it.
Burn it.
What?
Did I say stand there and look stupid? No, I said burn it.
So those are all the tiers. I hope y'all understand them. Let's go ahead and start ranking. The first book here we have is Thinner. And okay, so this is difficult because when I read this, I really did enjoy it. It's a Stephen King. It's written under his pen name, I believe. But I did enjoy it when I read it. However, I'm gonna put it in the let's finish this conversation another time. I have your competition on the phone, because since reading more from Stephen King and just more from the horror genre in general, I realized that it wasn't that life-changing, show-stopping. And I also realized that it has some pretty problematic aspects in it, which, you know, that is gonna come along with any Stephen King book, but I would be remiss to not mention that. Next up here, we have The Slob. So I've yet to fully talk about this on my channel, I think, but this is an extreme horror book. And it was pretty intense. It just went off the rails at the end. Okay, I don't know where to put it. I think I'm gonna put it in The Horses Here because it is just kind of there. I don't love it. I wouldn't say that I love it or even really like it because the end to me was problematic. And in the moment I was trying to think like, okay, is it the genre? Is it extreme horror? Whatever. No. After reading more from this author, I truly believe he's an incel and he's a fucking horrible person, so. Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk, we're also gonna put in Peter the Horse is Here because it's just kind of there. Half of it went over my head, you know? Dear Laura, I recently read, and I'm putting it in I Love the Smiths because I did love that book. I thought it was really, really well done. It's short, it is haunting, it's great. Next, we have The Roll of the Dice. Y'all know, I literally hated that book. I rated it 0.25 stars out of 5 because it was that horrid. Don't ever read it. My Heart is a Chainsaw. We're also gonna put it in Burn It. There was just nothing redeeming about this book other than the vibes for me. Very little made sense. A lot of it just went over my head. We're not liking it. We're burning it. Night Film, it's corn. Okay, Night Film is fucking corn. I love Night Film. I love that book. It feels like you're trapped in a horror movie. It's perfect. House at the Bottom of the Lake, I will put in I Love the Smiths. I do love that book, and I just love Josh Malerman's writing style. For the Sake of Two, oh hell yeah, that is like probably my favorite extreme horror novel I've ever read. It is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and rank the For the Sake of as well while we're talking about it. This is the first edition in the series, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in, nope, move up, in I Love the Smiths. I didn't quite love the ending of this one. I thought For the Sake of Two just like brought it that little extra bit into my favorites, but I did love the first For the Sake of book. Clown in the Cornfield, it's honestly just here. It just is there, it exists. It's kind of like,
whatever.
If you're looking for a fun little Halloween slasher, this is it, but it's just not deep. It is not great. It is just there. We Can Never Leave This Place. I'm putting in I Love the Smiths. I love that book so much. It is more fantasy than horror, kind of than what I'm used to, but I really liked it. Brother by Anya Alborn. Come on, y'all know this is probably my favorite horror book ever. Across all subgenres, I fucking love Brother. It is one of the best books I've ever read. It has that character-driven feeling, but it does not skimp on the gore, and for some reason you feel for these horrifying characters. I don't know how she does it, but I love her. Next up, we have One Bloody Thing After Another. Boba, you are literally in my way, honey. One Bloody Thing After Another is definitely a favorite. It has those gay elements, those speculative elements, those weird elements, those gore elements. Like, that is all I'm looking for in a horror book. The Groomer by John Athan. I gave 4.5 out of 5 stars. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this one in my wrap up. I'm putting it in I Love the Smiths. We Sold Our Souls. Okay, see, I have your competition on the phone, We Sold Our Souls, because I do love Grady Hendrix, okay? I've read his entire backlist, absolutely love him, but the rest of his backlist is competition for We Sold Our Souls. I'm not the biggest fan of that one. Son of the Slob is the sequel to The Slob right here, and that is going in Burn It. I cannot wait to give you guys the full tea. This is another one that I rated 0.25 stars, a quarter of a star. It doesn't even get 1 because it is actually atrocious, okay? This is the book that I read and I said, oh, okay, my suspicions that were coming up when I read the first Slob have been confirmed. Okay, this is not just the genre is offensive. No, this man, this author, Aaron something or other, I'm sus because there's something going on there. Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones is my favorite Stephen Graham Jones. I Love the Smiths. Oh my God, I love Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. I love this book. I love the Smiths. Night Shift. You know, half of the stories in Stephen King short story collections are usually a flop. Half of them are the best thing you've ever read. So I'm gonna say that evens out, and the horse is here, you know? We Need to Do Something is a favorite of this year and definitely a favorite of all time. Also, can we look at how these 3 favorites of all time like coordinate with the colors? I'm living. The Clown Hunt by Judith Sonnet, I absolutely loved. If you are looking for some intense gore, girl, this one, that's it. Tender is the Flesh, I also loved. The ending was a little lackluster, which is why it's not a favorite. The Only Good Indians, I really, really liked. The Violence, I also really, really liked. I know that was kind of controversial of me, but I did really enjoy it, despite the length. Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. This one's really intense, really sad, but I did love it, and I see why it is, you know, one of the hallmarks of the extreme horror genre. Bird Box by Josh Malerman, a classic. I love Josh Malerman's writing style. I love it. Come For Me with Apples, also loved that one.
Audition.
If you missed the vlog where I read this book, I read a bunch of short horror books in a vlog. I will link it. Whew, it was just, no, it is just misogynist ramblings for, I swear, like 80 to 90% of the book. It was so bad. We're gonna burn it. Oh, Autumn Crow. This is by a booktuber who I found out about from Gabby's live show last year, and his name is Cameron Chaney, and he wrote this little book of short stories that all take place in this town where it is Halloween 24/7. I read this around Halloween when I was sick, and it was just so comforting and cozy, and honestly, I have some really wonderful memories of this. This is not intense horror. It is very just like cozy horror. I loved it. I'm gonna put it in I Love the Smiths. I really highly recommend that. Also, supporting booktubers. Last Final Girl, I have your competition on the phone, okay? It's not horrible. I don't want to burn it. I did like all of the horror movie tropes and references, but it just wasn't stacking up to the competition like Night of the Mannequins and The Only Good Indians when we look at Stephen Graham Jones' entire backlist. The Neighbors by Anya Alborn, I really loved. I know not a lot of people like this one. I did, so I'm putting it in I Love the Smiths. Oh, Survivor. LOL, it's corn. It's literally corn. I love Survivor. I love Survivor. One of the best books that I read ever. True Crime. This is another short horror that I recently read. Okay, I really did like it. I just wish it was a little bit longer, and it's not too memorable, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. No, you know what? I still remember a lot of the details of the story. Okay, I'll put it in. I loved it. I loved it. Kill Creek, I've been on a journey with, because when I first read it, I really loved it. And after some critical analysis, you know, some people's criticisms I feel are valid. Others is a little bit of a reach. I still did enjoy my reading experience, but that did sour it for me. So I'm just going to put it right in the middle. The Visitor by Sergio Gomez. I love this. It's kind of like a sci-fi horror that takes place on Christmas. I loved it. To Be Devoured. I also love that book. Queer horror about cannibalism. Cirque Berserk. Okay, I love this book. This book was honestly perfect for me. This is such an underrated fave. I'm gonna put it in It's Corn because this is exactly the type of horror that I like. I like the weirdness, I like the speculativeness, I like the little weird queerish romance, and it has the gore. It's a slasher. I love it. I absolutely love it. Mallory, I have your competition on the phone because Bird Box I loved. Mallory just fell a little teensy tiny bit flat for me. The Return by Rachel Harrison, it was definitely weird. I feel like the majority of the book, nothing happened. There was just like this feeling of unease. I have a competition on the phone, but I don't want to burden you, you know? Kin, I loved. Definitely not as good as Brother, but I really did enjoy it. Murders of Molly Southbourne, I loved. I can't wait to read the rest of the series. Sour Candy, I really enjoyed. It's another short little horror moment. Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, I loved. Oh, I'm thinking of ending things. We are not putting her there. We are moving her up to the top. This is one of my favorite books. I know it like had its moment and it's done on the internet, but for me, I still think about that book like at least once a week. The Mist by Stephen King has some of those misogyny elements. The horse is here, you know what I mean? That's how I feel every time Stephen King goes on a misogyny tangent in the middle of his books.
Okay, Peter, the horse is here.
12 Nights at Rotter House. This one's hard because I'm not a ghosty girl, okay? I figured out that I do not like ghost stories. I like possession, but just ghosts in a house, it's very boring to me. I did like the ending a lot, which raised my rating, but thinking about it, the majority of the book was just there. So the horse is here. Best Friend's Exorcism. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She's not staying there. She's moving up. That is one of my favorite horror novels of all time. I love the 80s setting. I love the best friend group and all those dynamics. I felt so emotional reading that book. Oh, it just reminds me of Stranger Things. Southern Book Club's Guide, I loved. Pet Cemetery, I loved. You've Lost a Lot of Blood, I absolutely loved that one. 6 Stories, Have Your Competition on the Phone. I think there are a lot of horror anthologies that do the kind of podcast, true crime-esque storyline a lot better than this one. A Touch of Jen, I'm sorry, burn it. Burn it. The fake fucking pretentious ass, I can't do it. I cannot do it anymore. I can't. I'm sorry. It's bad. The Ruins literally made me vomit. I loved it. Home Before Dark. Oh, I loved this one. I don't know if it's a favorite of all time, but I just eat up anything Riley Sager puts out. We had to remove this post. Okay, so I really liked the first half. Had me. The second half, I'm not gonna lie, did feel a little bit bleh. It is queer horror, which I did like those elements. I liked the premise, but I don't think the actual execution was that great. So I'm gonna put it in the horses here. I know that's like very controversial. So what everyone's talking about right now. What the hell is this book?
What the actual F is this book?
I don't know what the hell this book is. Okay, I don't know what that is. I can't see the title, so I'm gonna just leave that for now. Unsure. The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. I did enjoy that one. It's a psychological horror. Pearl, this one is so weird. It's about a killer pig who can control people's minds. I love Josh Malerman's writing style. I guess I didn't realize how much I do truly love him because all of his books are there. Cabin at the End of the World, I have very mixed feelings on. It had that ambiguous ending that I sometimes like, sometimes don't. And for me, I don't know, it just had this very like empty feeling at the end. I know that was the intention, but I didn't absolutely love it. I'm a Therapist and My Patient is gonna be the next school shooter. This was just here, okay? It's a good way to pass the time. Fun little short horror stories with mental health rep. Final Girl Support Group, I Have Your Competition on the Phone, Grady Hendrix, okay? I get it, I get what it was trying to do. I did love all the horror references to like classic slashers, but for me, not as good as the rest of his backlist. Camp Slaughter, I absolutely loved. It got me out of a slump. I viscerally remember reading it. I absolutely am a simp for Camp Slaughter. I am highly anticipating Halloween Slaughter, the sequel, which is out this October. I cannot wait. I will definitely be putting that one in a reading vlog. Bunny by Mona Awad. Ooh. Okay, I love this book. I don't know if I can claim it as a favorite of all time, but I did give it 5 stars. I'm just not like such a hardcore stan as some people are, like getting all into it, looking at theories. That's not me, but I get it. You know, I get those people. I Am Not Your Final Girl. It was great. The first half was really great. The second half was, it was there. The horse is here. I just love saying that. Cows was terrifying. Part of me wants to burn it, but it completely did what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to be terrifying and disgusting. it feels weird to say that I love it, so I'm not gonna say that I love it. Actually, I think I might put it in your competitions on the phone, because I've read other books that have done absolutely disgusting body horror and animal abuse to that extreme level that hasn't left me with such like a bad taste in my mouth about it, that I can still actually enjoy the story. I'm thinking of Tender as the Flesh. Like, Tender as the Flesh is just so much better than Cows. So that's what I'm gonna say. The Bright Lands by John from The Horse is Here, okay? It just had a story structure that I didn't love, but I love the concept. And The Grown Up, we're gonna move this all the way up. It's corn. The Grown Up is corn, okay? I love that short story. It is so teensy tiny. I think it's like between 70 and 80 pages. It is so tiny, but it is so freaking good. And I will never get sick of Gillian Flynn's writing style. Now I gotta find out what the hell this book is down here in the corner. Please hold. Okay, it is This Summer I Died. Okay, I have a whole dedicated reading vlog to this. It just had a different cover from the book that I have physically. This one's hard. I would not say that I love it. There's some things that I didn't love. I didn't think it, you know, met up to the hype that I had heard about it. It wasn't too graphic. In my opinion, a lot of the violence and gore was off screen, like off page. It happened behind closed doors. And I wish we would have gotten more graphic descriptions and would have seen that, because if you're gonna call yourself extreme horror, like, go there, buddy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say The Horse is Here for that. All right, let's go ahead and just take a look here. Obviously, It's Corn is reserved for only the best of the best. And this is a really great lineup. Like, looking at all of these books, oh gosh, they are just the favorites of the favorites, the best of the best. If you have similar reading taste to me and you haven't read some of these, you need to get on it, because you're gonna love them. This category, you know, the majority of horror that I've read has been really great. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's so funny that there's so much variety here, from like psychological to slasher to body horror survival to, you know, sci-fi, paranormal, whatever the fuck bunny is, to extreme horror up here, and then like cozy horror. It is just like, it runs the gamut. Screenshot this category if you want just like books that you can return to that are Hailey approved. Moving down to this like very meh category, yeah, I do have mixed thoughts on all of these. This one, I look at these and there's just something about it that I viscerally do not like. There's at least one element to all of these that just make me go, ooh, you know, I don't love it. And then the burn it category, I would be totally fine if all of these books were just unwritten and deleted from the earth. And you know what? If one of your favorite books is down here, I'm not gonna apologize, because that is my opinion, and that's why I clicked on this video, for my opinion. So that is that on that. So that is gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got some good horror book recommendations for the upcoming spooky season. I'm already so excited and planning out all of the fall videos I'm gonna make for you guys. Comment down below any other horror content that you would like to see from me. And don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to go read a book and go to therapy this week. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!